Hey y'all, it's a bottle of almond water and today I will be talking about levels 23 to 32. Level 23, otherwise known as the petrified garden, is a massive, planetoid-sized superorganism comprised primarily of several intertwining tree specimens resembling those found in the front rooms. Despite having a gravitational pull extremely similar to that of Earth's, the MEG estimates that the surface area of level 23 is approximately the same as the dwarf planet Ceres. Travel throughout the level is possible due to pockets of air and winding tunnels inside the level's surface, similar to a large cave system. Most entities live underneath the surface in these areas. The level contains volps, hounds, clumps, smilers, death rats, male and female deathmoths, and curabiter birds. There are also several unknown native entities that live in the glow rooms that resemble front rooms animal species. Research on them is currently underway. Wranglers can also be found, although very rarely. The surface of level 23 is an extremely dense forest that lets little to no light through. There is no day or night cycle on this level. A star is visible in the sky above the surface canopy, but it never changes from its position, even when traversing the surface of the planet. The MEG has determined that the entire planetoid is permanently bathed in sunlight from all directions. The trees that comprise level 23 are extremely variegated. Their front rooms counterparts come from all different types of habitats. Some of the most common trees in level 23 are Douglas firs, aspens, mahoganies, redwoods, cedars, cypresses, and white oaks, though many trees are exotic, endangered, or even extinct in the front rooms. In addition, several trees have been seen that cannot be identified as any known species of tree from the front rooms. Level 23 has a class of unsafe overgrown, and medium entity count. Outposts and communities MEG, aka Major Explorer Group, Base Seedling, and Exploration, Anthropology. And research base established within a glowing room on level 23. Current population is approximately 30 active members and 5 rescued volunteer wanderers friendly and open to trade. Armed with almond water squirt guns to dispel entities. Area has been cleared of any hostile entities. Area is free of buried sentries. Limited access to food, but has a steady supply of water guards. The only known consistent exit out of level 23. Entrances. Level 23 can be entered through massive hollow trees found in level 37 and level 47. These trees will be significantly larger than other trees around them and will have conspicuous green bark. There is also another hollow tree entrance in the Crimson Forest that will lead to Base Seedling. Level 23 can also be entered through a hollow log-shaped structure in level 121. Exits. Upon entering the water reservoir at the core of the level, you will be randomly no-clipped into the middle of the ocean in either level 7 or level 121. There is also a chance to no-clip into one of the exhibits in level 43. In the center of Base Seedling, there is a hollow tree that will take you back to the Crimson Forest. This exit serves as a two-way gateway between the Crimson Forest and level 23. Level 24 takes the form of a plastic moon model attached to several other plastic planets, with an LED sun in the center, all of which is completely up to scale according to those who have entered this level. The Moon, which is the only accessible planet, has an estimated surface area of 14.6 million square miles. Surprisingly, none of the planets have any gravitational pull to each other. But gravity still works the same when traversing the Moon. You won't be able to moonjump, for example. The planets are all connected with metal wires and slowly spin around. The area surrounding the massive tabletop solar system model, due to its size, is astronomically blurry and hard to see. However, it seems to be a massive dimly lit Victorian-era study room. It is undetermined if wanderers who enter the level are shrunken down, or if the level itself is simply far larger in comparison to a normal human. While this should be impossible, it is possible to see level 24 from other levels that have a day-night cycle or a moon. They describe the same shade of gray and blue that this moon has. Level 24 has a class of safe, secure and minimal entity count. Bases, outposts and communities BNTG. Plastic mine. Due to the moon being a solid ball of plastic, it is utilized by BNTG as a nearly infinite source of plastic material. Around 20 miners come here once every 2 weeks to dig into the ground and haul massive containers of plastic back to their base in level 1, which is utilized to make simple weapons and make repairs. However, doing this is extremely dangerous. A 100 feet thick layer of paint covers the entirety of the moon's surface, and due to the amount of lead in it, mining through it to get to the plastic releases toxic fumes. A gas mask is required. Entrance is the safest way to enter is through a painting of the moon found in level 57, but it can also be accessed through level 1. The BNTG has not revealed how this is possible. There is a much more dangerous way to enter, which is to no-clip directly upwards to a moon seen in the sky on outdoor levels. While possible, this method is highly discouraged. Exits. You can ask the miners to lead you out of the level, which will take you back to level 1. Here is level 25. It's where I currently am, and it's the location I'm going to be describing to you all, one way or another. As much as I may dislike those template and pages and articles given to me by the MEG, I'm still going to keep my thoughts and observations still and proper, like a true writer. I mean, I am absolutely not a good writer. I think all my failed high school and college assignments on English really drive that point home. I still feel like trying, though. Just in case anyone finds these notes. Actually, no. I don't like how cryptic or stupid that sounds. I should really preface this by saying that I am not stuck here, quite the opposite actually. In fact, I'd say this level is the easiest to ever leave. I'm not somewhere like level 256 or level 790, I'm not dead or stuck here. Let me properly gather my thoughts again. So, level 25 is a large video game arcade. How I got here, I found an odd door inside of level 4. It resembled a janitor's closet, in a way. Simply just heading through that door will take you to level 25, where you'll find these very notes. In terms of exits, I've found arcades to level 19, level 50, level 165, level 5, and a server level I'm not all too familiar with. So, what do I think this place is? Well, I think it's an old commercial hub. I think some random group from who knows how long ago were able to make the arcades, or whole of level 25 for all I know, and possibly made a profit off this easy transport. Probably by the various residents of however many bases they used to have. I don't know where they could be. Maybe they're long dead, or hiding in one of these here arcades on a level we don't know. I certainly don't know, so maybe some other people can figure this out where I can't. Level 26 is a finite level that expands over millions of kilometers. This level is reminiscent of a typical urban household. It can be described as similar to level 0. Many segmented rooms can be found along with confusing architecture. This includes random doorways, stairways, and hallways that lead nowhere, doors that lead into walls, and many others. Some hallways are very compact and dangerous to go down. Houses seem to be stitched together. See additional information. Other things such as furniture can sometimes be no-clipped through and lead to negative levels with stairways that can lead to the basement. Windows can sometimes not be entity 2 and can be opened into an outside. This outside area looks like the front rooms except for a blue mist that is always present. This mist is not toxic, however, it will eventually melt eyes. This level has many abandoned items and other randomly generated items. Liquid pain, Smiler exterminator, almond water, and royal rations can be found in fridges and kitchens around this level. Other objects such as level keys, electrical outlets, lamps, scarabacks, and fire salt can be found in random locations. Occasional spots of Wi-Fi can be found as well. Bookshelves with books full of random characters. Large amounts of entities can be found at this level. Some appear in specific rooms. These entities include windows, smilers, deathmoths, clumps, dullers, hounds, facelings, skin stealers, and many other entities. These entities infest the entire level. Abandoned outpost engineers. This is an outpost that spans a couple of kilometers. Throughout these kilometers are scientific equipment and many unknown objects. This outpost has significant stockpiles of necessary supplies. Any person that was part of this outpost has disappeared. Level 26 has a class of unsafe, unsecure, and entity infestation. Entrances and exits. Entrances. This level has only one entrance. This entrance is on level 13 at floor 1000. Exits. You can exit to negative levels by no-clipping through certain furniture. The other exits are found through staircases that can lead to the basement. Level 27, also known as the Bunker Springs, is a relatively peaceful and small level completely devoid of entities. The level appears to be finite infinite, with the only accessible part being the approximately 200 square feet, 18.6 square meters, hot spring that houses both the entrance and exit to this level, that houses all entrances and all but one exit. The water in this hot spring is potable and mineral-rich. Wanderers who have drunk the water of level 27 report feelings of clear-headedness and heightened energy. The temperature of this water averages around 90 degrees Fahrenheit, 32.2 degrees Celsius, similar in temperature to a common hot tub. From the walls of the cave, there are two openings where two small waterfalls deposit new water into the spring. The small pool is drained by means of a small tunnel near the corner of the cave, which is too small for humans to physically crawl through. Do not attempt to explore it. It is unknown where this water goes and comes from, but the source appears to be infinite. Level 27 is an extremely popular level among those who reside in levels such as level 11, due to its easily accessible and constant exit and entrance. If you decide to visit level 27, please be respectful of any other wanderers you may encounter bathing in the springs. It is not recommended to enter the waters if there are more than 30 or so other wanderers currently bathing. The waters of the spring have been proven to have beneficial effects on wanderers who bathe for at least an hour in it. Wanderers have consistently reported feeling less stressed, calmer, and more optimistic than before. Wanderers from level 11 have also shown higher levels of productivity in their jobs. The waters are also known to help alleviate minor physical ailments such as soreness, bruises, rashes, acne, and small cuts. It is not recommended, however, to bathe for more than 2 hours, as prolonged exposure to hot waters may result in dizziness and nausea. Since this level is very popular and widely used among the residents of level 11, it is also recommended to leave immediately after bathing to make space for other wanderers. The walls of the cave have been determined to be limestone. Despite the natural warm temperatures of the water and the humid air, there is absolutely no vegetation or even living beings of any kind anywhere in level 27. The level is even devoid of bacterial organisms. It is unknown why this is the case. I had the misfortune of finding out why. You thought that this level was going to be just a simple, happy little spring, right? A little spark of hope and safety in this terrible place we call the backrooms? Thousands of people thought that was the case. I thought that was the case. They still use this level to this day to unwind from their otherwise stressful lives. It's blissful. It's peaceful. It's beautiful. That illusion was destroyed for me. I'll never visit this level again. But it's still safe to enter. It'll still be your lovely, cute hot spring, as long as you don't read on. But I know who you are. You're a wanderer. Level 27 has a class of safe, secure, and devoid of entities. Bases, outposts, and communities. There are no bases, outposts, or communities on this level due to its size and its history. Entrances and exits. Level 27 can be exited and entered through the same way. Near the corner of the cave by one of the waterfalls, the MEG have constructed a stairway that leads up towards the tunnel that the waterfall flows out of. The tunnel is wide enough to walk through alongside the stream. Following it will lead out of level 27 and back into the same location you entered it from. Level 27 can be easily entered through turning a functional shower or bath to its hottest setting and closing your eyes while inside it. The most popular way to enter level 27 is through level 11. This will always bring you to the tunnel entrance, where you may descend the staircase and enter the springs. Don't climb the other waterfall tunnel. It leads to Level 28, known for its only distinguishing landmark, Stormstone Keep, is a level that closely resembles the front rooms with a few major differences. Any wanderer no clipping into level 28 would fall at the foot of the keep, and immediately notice that the sky is a deep indigo blue. The sky is devoid of both a sun and a moon, and the entirety of the level is lit from above by an unknown light source. The ground is tinted a very dark blue, and thus it is recommended to bring a source of light when traversing this level. There is no day or night cycle. Clouds sweep past the enigmatic sky. But it never rains unless I make a storm. The area roughly 3 miles from the keep is the safe zone, where it is highly recommended that wanderers do not leave for more than 30 minutes at a time under any circumstances because I don't want to hurt you. Stormstone Keep is the dilapidated but still livable ruins of what seems to be a European medieval castle. It is located on a large hill in the center of a forested valley. Many of the flora on this level are extremely similar to flora in the front rooms, but upon further inspection, all plants on this level are found to be significantly more flammable than front rooms flora. Each plant also has a varying level of blue pigmentation. The reason for this is unknown. It is not recommended to remove plants from level 28, as they do not seem to grow back. Upon burning a plant from level 28, it will emit a blue smoke that is toxic to inhale. Do not use objects such as matches, cigarettes, or torches, as it is possible to start a wildfire. The valley is surrounded on all sides by impossibly tall and narrow mountains that seem to defy the laws of physics. It is impossible to see the tops of some of them, as they are permanently covered by clouds and gray-blue mist. These mountains are more than 10 miles away from Stormstone Keep and therefore out of the safe zone, so they remain unexplored and highly dangerous. Level 28 has a class of safe, secure, and minimal entity count. Outposts and communities. There isn't much space, but you are very, very welcome to move in if you'd like. Just know there isn't any food or drink here since I don't need that to survive. Entrances and exits. Entrances. Find a painting of a blue countryside or a tower on the walls of level 5. It's really that easy. That's how she got in. You can also get here, I think, by traveling really far into level 14. I wouldn't recommend that, though. The people who have come here using that method were a little weird, even for someone with little societal knowledge like me. Exits. It's okay if you want to leave. Just stay with me a little, okay? If you come and talk to me, I'll show you the exit personally. But you must promise not to tell anybody else. I can't let people pass me by. If anyone tries to post what the exit is, I'll delete it immediately. I'm sorry. I have to. Hidden on the vast oceans of outer level 29, our island stands, and within it, a new civilization embraces a new future. The island itself is delimited by rough cliffs and sharp, steep slopes of rock and metal, which act as a natural barrier against outside dangers. On the inside, tall and robust arrays of mountains protect those living within the island and also act as a fresh source of almond water, which flows off the mountainside and forms long and wide rivers for the oceans which surround our nations. We call them the outer areas of level 29. For the areas of our island that are not protected by our mountains, we call them the outer circle of level 29. Finally, for the areas of our island that are protected by our mountains, we call them the inner circle of level 29, between the mountains. Small settlements surrounded by large farms dominate the landscape and form a beautiful array of crop fields. Small huts located between them produce a stable income of food for the small towns, housing majority of the population of our island. These small towns, of which buildings are made mainly out of wood, provide not only a shelter for our people but also provide us with a foundation and a ground layer for future development of this civilization. In the outer circle of level 29, small huts and watchtowers can commonly be seen at elevated places, like hills and cliffs, and provide us with yet another layer of protection against any outside dangers. The areas outside of the island are deemed too dangerous for anyone to traverse through and, commonly, sightings of strange and enormous entities are reported. Given such, our island's protection is, and has always been, our number one priority, protection of which ensures that our people may live in peace and prosperity. Safe from any threats and safe from any corrupt minds. Level 29. The shores of level 29 which define the limits between our lands and the beyond. Anything ahead of the boundaries of our island is deemed a dead zone, for it is both unsafe, risky, and lethal to venture through. Together with the aforementioned sightings of strange, gigantic entities, so does the ocean itself act as a barrier and a threat, due to its anomalous properties, which can, at worst, destroy entire vessels and break apart even the strongest boats made by our people. Unfortunately, the only way to exit the level is also by traversing through this vast ocean, which was proven by wanderers in the past before the waters became a danger to us. Given that the entire population of the level is stuck forever in here, many have devoted their lives to creating a steady, firm, and strong foundation for a new, glorious, powerful, and thriving civilization in the backrooms. Using special wood from trees which can only be found in level 29, our buildings are not only fireproof but also extremely sturdy and resistant, for this special wood is stronger than most construction materials used by humans. 29 has a class of unsafe, unsecure and undocumented entities. Bases, communities and outposts. Hundreds of nations, societies exist within level 29. Even though they are not diplomatically unified as one, the entire population of the island can be grouped into a community. Entrances and exits. Entrances. To enter level 29, one must traverse far beyond level 7's ocean. When the sky turns into a pale, pink color, and the water is bathed by the everlasting sun, you have reached level 29. Not long after, you will find yourself in one of the dockyards built around the area where wanderers first arrive when they enter the level. And, most likely, you will be greeted by representatives of different societies, nations. Exits. The only exit known in level 29 is available through traveling far beyond the limits of the level itself, which can be done by sailing for multiple days away from the island, as reported. However, and due to the current properties of the water, this exit is almost impossible to achieve, and all attempts result in the death of the wanderers. Even so, one would theoretically end up in level 114 or level 2843. Level 30 resembles a large daytime skybox, one with clusters of islands inside. The islands are around 2,000 square miles in size and 100,000 square miles apart from each other. These islands are always flat, with a thin grass surface above, and some stone and rocks below. An odd function within this level is its memory-altering abilities, making people imagine the entire level like a dream. How this occurs is when one interacts with a memory lurker. Memory lurkers are small, squid-like entities that fly around the skybox frequently, often lurking around islands. When a wanderer interacts with a memory lurker, the entity will grab the wanderer's head and take full control of the brain. Then, it will turn the wanderer's surroundings into what the memory lurker wants them to be, which usually varies. The entities that appear here are the exclusive memory lurkers, the occasional smiler, wormlings that roam within the dirt on most islands, and unconfirmed sightings of the birds. Level 30 has a class of unsafe, secure and low entity count. There are no known bases, outposts, and communities on this level anymore. Though, at one point, an outpost did exist. Entrances and exits. In trances you can end up here through level 843 via no clipping. Exits unknown. Level 31 is a 90s-style roller rink that loops rather than goes on and on compared to other levels. The level can only be accessed through a door in level 2, level 3, level 27, and rarely level 6. The area most explorers end up in is the roller rink area of the level, the arcade being rarer. The roller rink section is the largest and safest part, although this level is still generally safe, the only entities being hounds, facelings, and the entity native to this level known as the coach. Muffled radio pop songs can be heard playing in the main area. And the DJ station at the base of the rink can occasionally be seen having a docile faceling sitting inside selecting songs. Other sounds, such as the sound of skates hitting the wood floor of the rink and laughter can be heard. The scent of cheap pizza and soda pop radiates from the direction facing the food court. There is a smaller, children's-only rink not too far from the main area. The carpet has neon planets and stars graphics, and has a moist-like quality and scent to it, much like the carpet found in level 0. Benches and seats on both sides of the rink can be found, and are safe to sit on. There is a Wi-Fi connection. Traveling past the rink to any direction can result in entering the arcade, skate rental, or food court. The arcade resembles the arcade of level 40, with similar sounds, visuals, and sensations. Rather than being infinite, it loops around back to the entrance at its base. The coach can be found here, but is typically spotted at the skate rental section. The only entities in the arcade are hounds. Traveling towards the scent of pizza and soda will result in entering the food court, a small section with a dining area, typical cheap roller rink food, which is safe to eat, a soda fountain dispensing almond water, and an employees-only section behind the counter which can lead to level 176's lounge. The food court's sole entity is a faceling wearing an employee uniform with a blank name tag. This entity is docile, and will serve food and almond water for free if asked. However, asking it questions about the backrooms will upset it, causing it to stop giving you food and will tell you to leave. The skate rental can be reached easily by heading towards a small dining section that has posters of various media from the front rooms on its blue walls. The skate rental has numerous sizes of roller skates and a counter with a US measurement size chart. Going into the skate rental can result in getting lost. The rental is run by the native entity to this level known as the coach. The coach is a faceling that is incredibly complex and intelligent, appearing as a faceless brown-haired man in a striped coach's uniform. He is friendly and very smart, and will offer a free roller skating lesson. Accepting will lead to him giving you a pair of skates in your size and explaining how to live safely in this level. Declining will cause him to sadly sigh and ask you to come by if you ever want a lesson. He can also lead you out of this level if asked. Bases, outposts and communities. While it is possible to have communities in level 31, none have been formed yet. Entrances and exits. Entrances. To enter, you must find a wooden door in level 2, level 3, level 27, or level 6 that has what sounds like mid-o bubblegum pop playing on the other side. However, it is moderately rare to find such a door in those levels, and is increasingly rarer to find in 6, but is easier to find if it occurs. Exits. To exit, either no clip into any working game in the arcade portion, and you will be transported to level 40. Or find an employees-only section that will take you to the lounge in level 176. Another, although rare, way to exit is to find a pair of roller skates in the rental section that looks like it could be worn by a skin stealer and touch them, resulting in being taken to level 0. Level 32 is an ever-dark forest that stretches out infinitely under the eyeless gaze of a crescent moon and a starless sky. Hanging from the trees that make up the level are a number of skeletons, their pale bones shining under the moonlight, clattering in the wind. Some say they can hear the skeletons speak. Sometimes they speak of their former lives or of prophecies yet to come. Or perhaps it's simply the wind whistling through their skulls, creating the illusion that some life still exists behind their dead eyes. Aside from the skeletons, only a single entity roams the level, one being in 2 forms. Her first form is that of the Belle, a pale woman with black hair who appears in a long, orange Victorian dress and skeletal face paint. The Belle does not speak, but she beckons wanderers to follow her like a siren luring in its prey. If wanderers chase after her until they lose sight of her, they will quickly run into her other form, the Skeleton Queen. The Skeleton Queen is a tall skeletal figure who wears a tattered black dress. She is a powerful creature and seems to have almost complete control over her domain. If you treat her with respect, then she may let you go, but if you do not, she will command the trees to rip you limb from limb in a second. Or worse, she may toy with you, letting you run, letting you think you have a chance to escape until you can't run any longer and she forces the ground itself to swallow you up, leaving not a single bone in your wake. Level 32 has a class of unsafe, unsecure and powerful entity. No one knows for sure how to enter level 32. It seems that all it takes to enter is getting lost in a dark forest. Some survivors have even said they've arrived in the level directly from the front rooms. What we do know is that once you see the skeletons hanging from the trees, there's no way out until you meet the skeleton queen herself, and at that point, your fate is in her hand. And that's it. See you next time. Join the Discord and subscribe.